Hello and welcome to episode 49 of The Gamer's Advocate. Jack and Bill are binging their bongs or something. I don't know what's going on over there.
I mean, maybe.
You can fill in the gaps. In
Don't
your
look at me.
I'm sorry. I have a direct line into your face. Oh my god.
That's a weird start.
Yeah, that's how we roll at The Gamer's Advocate.
That's true.
Oh my god. Well, yes, all you wonderful listeners out there, this is The Gamer's Advocate. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Bankhurst.
I like Civ.
That's the actual Bill in the flesh.
Billion.
And good old Jack Witt.
Hey.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Good. It's episode 49.
We're so close to Red Dead, guys.
And
like hours.
I know. This is like very poor timing for podcasting.
Well, yeah. I mean, we still got till midnight.
We could wait till midnight and do a live show while we're playing Red Dead.
We have to fill the time for the next 5 hours, so this will be the first 5-hour podcast.
Oh, God.
Brought to you by Colgate.
Come on, bro.
Fine.
How'd you get that
Smiling?
sponsorship?
Pause
That,
Let's go get beer.
I'm down.
And then we're also, audible.com/ no, we're not sponsored there anymore.
One day. One day.
I'm still a
my
customer,
God.
though, so I will still promote it.
Hey,
There you
that's
go.
good stuff. So, yeah, we'll be talking about our thoughts on Red Dead before actually playing it. And next week, we'll have a full breakdown of Red Dead Redemption 2. It's going to be a big show.
Full
we're all
frontal
getting it. We're all
breakdown.
ready.
It's going to sound like this.
And then,
And of course, if you guys want to be a part of the show, if you want to share your thoughts on Red Dead or anything else, ask us questions, whatever you want to do, be sure to send it to podcast@thegamersadvocate.com. Once again, that's podcast and thegamersadvocate@thegamersadvocate.com. And I have some big news, gentlemen.
What is
we
it?
are finally on the Google Play Store.
What?
Or Google Podcasts or Android phones, however you want to say it.
People can get us in other places.
I know. Jack brought this up like a couple weeks ago, and I'm
Yeah.
like, why haven't I done this yet?
Like,
So
Android
thank you, Jack.
users really don't have a way. Not
Yeah.
a really good way.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
you could, but...
You know what we ought to get on? The MySpace.
Oh, my
That's
God.
where the
Dude,
kids
that's-
are. That's where the kids are
we need
getting
we need at
going.
least 1 million subscribers for that. So
Yeah.
like and subscribe. Thank you.
I think I technically still have a MySpace page.
I have a friend.
I couldn't tell you how to get
No,
into it.
I think a few months ago I was trying to get on my MySpace page, just curious, and it's
Yeah.
my AOL account, and I can't get into my AOL account, and it's
Yeah.
linked to like an old phone number and old address, and I
Yeah,
don't think
nothing.
I'll ever be able to get it back.
Lost forever.
Mine was linked to an old email from work like
Oh dear.
15 years ago.
Mine was linked to like one of those the Morse code machines. So
ding,
I was
ding,
like,
ding.
I don't know how to read it anymore. The beeps and the boops.
Telegraph the password.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Pony
Good old
Express.
MySpace. But yeah,
Yeah.
all you lovely Android people, you now have a way to listen
I
to
still
our dulcet tones.
I wonder who my
Dulcet,
top friends
very
were when
nice.
I left.
Or what?
I wonder who my top friends were when I left, or
Better
what
than me.
music I had on there.
Probably Hanson or something.
I had,
Nickelback.
yeah, Nickelback. Love
Mozart.
It was
Amadeus.
8 Pound Pressure.
it. I don't know.
Early 8 Pound Pressure.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Let's just leave MySpace in the past and move on with the future.
Let's talk about what you're playing.
Let's talk about. Anyways.
What's everyone been up to in the past week? Anything exciting, gentlemen?
I mean, just waiting for Red Dead.
Yeah, I know. Same here. I've
It's
been
been
living that
kinda-
puppy life.
Kind of slow.
I was telling the guys earlier that I think one of the greatest parts about puppy life is, you have to take care of the puppy because they're just monsters, and you have to keep a constant eye on them. So I've always had The Office in the background, just watching it and rewatching it. And that show is so good.
Oh,
so
The Office.
good. Yeah.
Oh.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking you were watching the puppy in the office because you did bring it
Puppy is
here, and then
secondary.
I got lost in the
Oh my
conversation.
god! But yeah, that's just such a good show. I just had to say that.
It is a great show.
My wife and I still watch it almost daily.
Yeah, same here. It's just like the best show to have just on in the background or
Oh, yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll go toe-to-toe with quotes on anyone.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I've been watching.
Anyone.
We should do like an Office quiz show one week. That would be fun.
I'll fail.
Bring
I
it.
haven't seen it so
You
long.
could be the host.
Bring it.
Yeah,
That would be
I'll
good.
ask the
Jack or
questions, and
Adam-
you guys,
Adam
I'll
versus
quiz
Bill.
you
I have
guys.
full confidence that I will crush anybody.
Oh man, it's on.
I'm ready. We got to do this
Confidence.
now.
Dude. Office quiz.
Episode 50
Yeah.
is next week. Which is
Yeah.
crazy. We
If-
got a
I
big
mean,
show.
We're all
Wait,
still
you
alive.
have to actually do legwork to get questions. So can you handle that?
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anything.
I'll
I
ask
didn't
the
know there was
questions
going to
through
be.
you.
I didn't know there was going to be work involved. No, I will. I will do it.
Oh my god.
I'll do it.
That would be pretty
I'll put
awesome.
some together.
Oh
Try
my
try
God.
to keep it to up until Michael Scott left the show.
No, don't listen to his. He's trying to already.
I've watched the other ones,
have
but
Because
it's
the
just
other ones
they're
aren't as
depressing.
good.
They're not.
They're not as
They're
good.
good.
Just not.
I enjoyed them.
No, they ruined
There's
Kevin.
good parts.
They made Kevin way too stupid to where it wasn't even believable. anymore.
I stopped watching after.
Yeah.
Michael
I
Scott
enjoyed it.
left.
I like it because it makes the ending that much sweeter.
Yeah,
But I.
it's still better than a lot of shows.
Right. No,
but,
it's yeah.
but
no, I
the
get it.
writing went down too.
Yeah.
I think Steve Carell had a big.
Well, yeah.
I didn't like the
Same.
supporting characters as much. I mean, Pam and
Pam,
whatever.
Pam.
Kevin was funny, but then they made him just so stupid that it was just like
Come on.
like third grade humor stupid. It wasn't the same anymore.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good.
Oh well.
But Dwight was still good. Jim, you know.
Yeah,
They're all
it had good moments. I enjoyed it.
Anyways, besides watching The Office,
I've
anything
actually
else
been
you know?
playing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Not for a long time, but
Yeah.
like a lot of things, just
Just little snippets, just little
I had like a
tasters.
whirlwind
It's like
of all
musical
these
A
games.
games.
whirlwind will take us through it.
Take us through it. So first,
Yeah.
Starlink, Battle for Atlas.
What is that?
So it's on Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. It's the space shooty game. Pew pew pew.
Okay.
And on the Switch, it's
Pew
got
pews.
Star Fox in it. So I don't know if you've seen that. Yeah, on
Is
E3,
that the one we
Ubisoft.
talked about?
Yeah, I think so. So it's the one, the Toys to Life one,
Yeah,
where you
put
got the
toys
planes on
there,
the
they're
thing.
too big. Yeah.
And on Switch, you can. It's like Star Fox and Slippy and Falco and Peppy are all in the game, and they're integrated like into the story. It's not just like a little cash-in. It's a full integration of Star Fox into this game, and it's an open world game. It's got a kind of a feeling of No Man's Sky, where you can take off from planets and go into the universe
I'm
and
out.
fly all around. It's really good. It's got that the Ubisoft like tropes of
Ubisoft.
all the little dots
Every
and going to
time.
the outposts and clearing it out and doing that stuff. It's like that,
Yeah.
but in space. It's really fun. I'm
Is it
enjoying
good?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot so far. It's got some pretty good depth actually.
What's the point of the game? What are you supposed to do?
well,
Just
there's
explore?
there's a story mode.
Okay.
I mean, it's about it's a typical. There's evil aliens. You crash land on a planet. You got to figure out what to do, all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So I haven't really gotten that far. Like I said, this is the whirlwind tour, but I've enjoyed-
Whirlwind.
But you
Yeah,
got the
very
R-wing,
whirlwind.
and I was flying around and doing barrel rolls and
Do a
it was
barrel
fun.
roll.
Yeah, exactly. They say that. It's so funny.
A million times.
Yeah, but it's I will say it's
Slippy.
Switch is the way to go because you can't get Star Fox in the other platforms, so you're kind of missing out on some exclusive things. So Switch is definitely the place to go. It's fun. I'm
Which
enjoying
is
it.
where it's at.
It's always where it's at. So that's one of them. I'm enjoying it. I again haven't really played maybe an hour and a half, so not too much. But I like where it's going. It's just and I like Nintendo characters, so that's always fun.
Sure.
Number 2, I can finally talk about the Fallout 76 beta.
You're way ahead of yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Dropping
go
that,
for it. Go
Dropping
for
that
it.
bombshell.
Fallout 76.
Yes, how is it?
So I think what
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
He had to look like,
Uh-oh.
well, here's the thing.
No, actually, a garbage. No, actually, I think IGN kind of put it perfectly in one of their taglines.
Did you read the article?
I did not.
Okay.
In one of
He's
their,
like, man, whoever wrote that
wrote
really
that
nailed
is-
it.
Get some
They put
awards,
it
get a raise,
perfectly.
should do some all kinds of good stuff.
you.
No, it was part of their hands-on preview before all the betas and everything. They called it a strangely lonely multiplayer game.
Okay.
Because it's an all-online game. The only NPCs are robots. There's no people in the world,
Yeah.
so it's kind of a little more of a barren landscape. Because the whole premise of it is you're one of the first people to come out of your vaults after nuclear war and stuff.
So it's pretty quiet.
So it is pretty quiet, and I don't know. I love that about games. I think I may be more on the minority. I mean, I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts, but there was a moment that I'll always remember in Skyrim. When you first kind of get out of the intro area and you're going down a mountain and the snow starts falling and you hear the wilderness and the wind rustling and you're walking through the forest, and there's something just I love about that.
Zelda was like that
Yeah,
too.
Zelda's kind of like that.
Breath
It's
of the
just
Wild,
those quiet
there's
moments you're kind of
giant
exploring and
prairies.
learning about the world and doing stuff. And I don't know. And the game looks really good. I was kind of surprised because you see I've seen some of the preview footage. Some of the game looked like a little rough and there were a few bugs, but I was playing on Xbox One X and I thought it looked pretty well. I don't know. Have you guys seen a lot of footage of it? Have you looked?
I've seen a little bit, not a bunch.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. I'm enjoying it. The one thing I don't like, VATS, like the slow down and choose
Yeah.
so in this VATS is real time where you open it
What?
because it's
That's not the
multiplayer, so
point.
you can't slow down time, so they have to figure out another way. So like
Shoot.
if there's a creature or
stinks.
something, you do VATS and then there's a percentage, and then depending on where you are, it goes up or down, and then you shoot. So it's like auto aiming in a sense, but it doesn't slow down. It's kind
So
of
you got to be
wonky.
quicker.
Yeah, so it's not
That's
great.
the whole point of VATS was the slow. I loved slowing down time
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
strategically picking the
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
points.
yeah. I think that was one of my favorite parts. So
I always try to shoot him in the nuts.
I know.
Well, you
you got to.
when you're OP. you
So
can that
I
too.
do kind of miss that, but it's definitely got that Fallout feel. It has that carrot on the stick where every time you go into a new area, you're finding different quests and they're popping up. There's a good progression loop. Like there's a lot of those little mini challenges, like kill this many monsters or find this many, I don't know, bottles of water, or do these things.
Oh,
So
smart, yeah.
I don't know.
That sounds fun.
I'm
Yeah.
intrigued.
Pick up recycling. No, just,
I know. I'm intrigued. I mean, I don't know if you guys are planning on getting it, but I would love to kind of just
I'm
explore
not
the wasteland
sold
with
on it yet. I mean, maybe
not
as you
either.
guys are excited, maybe
Yeah.
I'll get excited for it. But I also heard, is it like 2 games in one? I heard somebody say something like that. Are there different kind of modes or anything, or is it just like?
So no, it's one mode. It's all multiplayer. You can't play single player, so there will always be people. But it's interesting because the way they handle griefing, and PvP and stuff, they release some articles or some words about that, which I did write on IGN.com. Thank you very much.
Best article ever written.
Best article ever written. Pulitzer Prize, everything.
Yes.
So there's the way PvP works is if you see another person in the area, and it's not like you're going to be overwhelmed with people. It's not like a massive hub world.
It's not
where
just
hundreds of people. Like it's still
a pile.
It's still when you see someone, you're supposed to get that feeling of like, oh man, there's somebody else, instead of it
scary,
being just the same, seeing everybody over and again. But
you shoot him in the dick.
So yeah, if you shoot someone in the dick, so if you're going, if Bill's like, I don't know, picking up some tulips for his house and doing some stuff, I can shoot him in the dick, and it will do like maybe 90. The damage is reduced by 90. Oh my god, the damage is reduced by about 90 or 95%. So it's really low damage. So
to try to grief other players. So it doesn't matter where you're shooting.
So it doesn't matter where you're shooting.
Okay.
The damage is greatly reduced because they don't want people to just ruin your day and whatever.
Right.
So, but let's say Bill was like, you know what? I can't believe you shot me in the dick. So he turns around and he shoots me. Yeah. Then the duel is initiated. So both players have to agree to the duel, which I like. I think is a kind of a good system, because it would be really annoying if people just killed you all the time.
It would be nice if, let's say someone shot you like a couple of times, like 10 or more times or something, and then their damage goes way up because they are like griefing you, so you're able to just blow them away to get rid of them.
Yeah,
I mean?
So there's ways where you can block people. Like you can like say, hey, this guy is just following me and just pelting me with little things. This is getting annoying.
All the time.
Can block it.
Yeah.
So there are ways they're trying to get it so it's not super annoying. So, but it's a living, breathing world. So I think it's one of those games where I feel in a year this game is probably going to look completely different.
Right.
Well, if you shoot me in the dick, I will shoot back.
Well, it's good to know.
Shoot your dick too.
But so what's cool about the PvP 2 is, and Fallout, and this is the trend of the world. Fallout is getting a battle royale mode, kind of.
Of course it is.
Everything so on your Pip-Boy, you got the radio stations, which in my opinion are one of the best parts of Fallout.
Yeah.
Because listening to Galaxy News Radio and 3 Dog.
Well, they don't have that anymore.
I know it. That's why I'm hoping there's some like time travel, so you can like bring in some radio signal from the future. bring in 3 Dog. I mean, I'm hoping there's the radio station stuff, but there's a new radio station called the Hunter Hunted Radio, and when you initiate it, you and at least 4 people are put into like kind of a little game mode where it's like a cat and mouse game. So let's say us 3 and then somebody else are in a match. So I would get assigned you, Bill would get assigned me, and you would get assigned the other person. So you're hunting somebody down while somebody else is hunting you. Mm-hmm. And then as you kill people, you're assigned a new target until you're the last hunter standing. So it's kind of, and then the map gets smaller. It's kind of the same type of battle royale thing, but
you have targets,
and you disappear from their mini map. There'll be like a little red dot to kind of see where they are, but it's I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting way to do it.
I can say that I'm generally not interested. But
you know what it seemes like to me.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
No, I mean I didn't make it. I just wrote the article.
The way I would,
I don't really care really, honestly, about it yet. I like you're talking about. I want to get excited. Like
because you're a Fallout fan, right?
Yeah, I played Fallout 3. I beat it. I played Fallout 4, and then I played it for like 10 hours. I'm like, this is Fallout 3 again. I don't care.
Yeah, I was the same way. Actually.
I don't care about another mission for you.
I don't care about settlements or anything else.
Oh my gosh.
Bill needs to clean it up over there.
Yeah,
I think we reached our quota.
You know what this game seems like to me? All right, it's kind of like if you're driving alone in the car and you fart in the car and you're just kind of like, ha, and then you just forget all about it.
Can we finally?
It's like that. It's like fun for it's funny and fun for a couple minutes, and then it would just be done.
And can we finally like build a car and Fallout and just drive it around?
I
mean, we can build power armor. Why can't we rebuild a car? They're everywhere.
At least a bike.
Like, please.
I know.
Give me a mode of transportation
well,
already.
You know these Bethesda games, they're already kind of like busting at the seams with all the glitches and stuff and all these things.
But
can you
a
imagine
shopping
adding
cart
something
in
else
it or
like
something.
that? Yeah.
Something with wheels.
So,
there's power armor.
I mean, I guess if any game's going to do it, it could be this game. Like if they really get it stabilized and kind of keep going. Then,
I mean, the settlement thing, you could build a whole stinking house. You could build a mortar. You could set up caravan routes. You can do everything else, but you can't get in I'd like a vehicle.
Rome wasn't built in a day, or West Virginia wasn't built in a day.
The fast travel system's good, but I'd like to roam.
Sure.
I'd like to make a little, those little helicopters that were in Far Cry
4.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
that
why
would be
not go
nice
to
to
just fly around.
buzz around. Sure.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's true.
Are you
Oh,
sure
well.
West Virginia wasn't built in a day, though?
I was neither.
mean,
It's neither
I'm
here
just
nor
kidding.
there.
I love you, country roads.
Country road.
Take me home.
I was
All right.
blasting that song
You
the other
guys,
day.
Yeah.
you guys aren't even gonna ask me what I was. doing
Not
or
yet.
playing?
We're in the whirlwind.
We're in the
Bill.
world. We're still in the
We're
whirlwind.
in the whirlwind. I'm sorry.
God.
It's Cat 5
But
over
no,
here.
but I
I'm
know.
just gonna wait.
I'm sorry, buddy.
But no, I'm very excited. I'm excited for fall. I mean, it'll be interesting because I'd like to think that I'll play it a lot and get back to it because I loved Fallout 3.
You
Yeah.
won't.
Fallout 4 didn't really cut it for me,
Yeah,
so
it
I'm
didn't.
hoping to get back in it because I want to recapture that feeling. Because Fallout 3 is one of my favorite games of all
I want to
time.
be so excited for Fallout 4. I made my character.
I know. I was
shaped
so
him in
excited.
Hulk
I got the whole
Hogan.
Pip-Boy thing. You know that?
Yeah, I got out of the vault and I'm like, or I got into the vault. Remember it's everyone's and
Yeah.
they got scared. I was like, this game sucks.
That was a great description.
I have no idea what you just said.
What did I just say?
But I think I know what
all
you
the
meant.
people were in the vault. They're like, ah.
I was over it. I did play more.
Yeah.
And I was like, I shot some people and I'm like, ugh.
Oh
Okay.
my god. Yeah, it just felt too samey. But I don't know. There was something about this.
This
I
seems
also-
like it won't be saying
No,
Like
at
I
all.
said, it all really
Sure.
did. There was something beautiful about it. I don't know what it was. I just loved going through this kind of dark and desolate world that I don't know. It's something captured me about it. So I'm excited. I'm
know what
I'm
it is?
intrigued.
Well, it might be better then.
You know what's beautiful about it?
What's that?
What?
You didn't pay anything for it yet.
Well,
You
that's
know-
true.
That's true.
Actually, I
It's a free
did because
game.
I've already pre-ordered. So.
Oh.
Oh wow. There you
know
go.
me. I got problems.
You got it.
But
No,
yeah.
I know exactly when I stopped Fallout 4. It was that sassy robot who's the vendor when you get to that one town.
Oh yeah.
And then that news reporter lady who would always bother you
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm like, these NPCs are the worst.
Well, now there's no NPCs
They're
in Fallout
annoying.
76.
Well, maybe
so
it's
there you
better
go.
that way because the NPCs were awful
Yeah.
in Fallout 4.
So
I did not like them.
it'll be interesting.
No Three Dog. No cool guys.
That's so sad. I love Three
Three
Dog.
Dog was the best. I
Three
love
Dog.
visiting him in his radio
I
station.
know. Galaxy News Radio, baby.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So that was Whirlwind number 2.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm
Cat
sorry.
5.
There's-
He's Cat 5. I'm gonna
Yes.
think there's
How
gotta
many
be
are
5.
there?
5.
Holy.
I don't
Maybe?
think there's 5. I think there's 3.
I don't know.
I think I have one more.
I mean, I was
Two
there.
more.
No, it was
Maybe 2 more.
okay.
Next one is
I'm so
Thronebreaker.
The what?
What?
Thronebreaker.
Oh.
The Gwent
Is that a
single player
That's
game.
toilet
the
thing?
yeah. It's
Oh.
the Witcher.
Yeah.
The Witcher
So
thing.
you know Gwent
Yeah.
in The Witcher.
Yeah.
It's a card game, which
Yeah.
I enjoyed a lot.
I don't know how to play it very well.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen some of that.
it's really good. So they finally released. This was announced a long time ago. It was originally going to be part of Gwent, but they built it out so long, as CD Projekt Red is known to do, and they set it off as its own separate purchase. It's $30,
Yeah.
and it's about a 20 or so hour story mode that's like kind of a prequel to The Witcher 3 or to The Witcher, and you're following this queen named Maeve, who's the queen of Rivia, of where Geralt's from, and I think Lyria or something. I forget the exact names, but it's a top-down view. So like the old like Diablo
Looks like
style.
Diablo
yeah,
2.
it looks like Diablo 2 kind of Diablo 3.
Or Battle Chasers.
where you're
if
going
you're
around, or
familiar
Battle
with it.
Chasers, yeah.
Now I'm awake. What?
What?
Let's hear more
Hello.
about this.
Yeah, so where you're going through and you're trying to build your army, build your recruitments, find cards, find secrets, and every battle is done through Gwent. But it's cool because it's got that Witcher touch where there's a full story mode, there's choices, there's decisions you have to make. It's supposedly very, as The Witcher is, there's a lot of gray areas, and you don't know, a lot of things you do will affect you later in the game.
Yep.
And though it's not like The Witcher combat, it's very well done. All the cards have very cool like animations, and there's motion on the board where you have your hero and they're actually doing attacks and actions. I don't know. It's really
The
it's
voice
fun.
acting's
Oh
good.
yeah,
I
voice
saw
acting's
a bit
great.
of it.
The writing is fantastic. The world is great. It's really really good.
I saw that it's not animated, so they saved sort of on that.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like text.
But there are like certain scenes where the characters will be standing there and their mouths will be moving, like
Oh,
and
yeah?
they'll be kind of moving, but it's more like a painted kind of look. It's
Right.
not like a 3D animated.
different kind of
thing.
art style. It's not like Witcher
Yeah.
full blown out and all that.
Right, but
It's,
I mean, I think I'm sure Geralt will be in it later, and there'll be
Mm-hmm.
nice callbacks to the game and stuff. But if you like Gwent, which I think is just a great game, I think it's a very cool concept how they, you bring in weather and there's different lanes and all this kind of stuff, and part of the strategy is passing, like when you're at the right point, so you don't want to use all your cards and get to a certain level, you got to save for different rounds. It's really good.
Is it just on PC?
So it's on PC now, and then on December 4th, it's coming out on PS4 and Xbox.
What
about
about
the
Switch?
Switch?
No, not yet.
What?
I know.
Switch can handle it. I saw the
I know.
graphics.
Well, Gwent's still not on like iOS, or it's not on Switch or anything yet. So it's.
okay.
I hope it will one day, but yeah, unfortunately, not quite yet.
Yeah, I saw a bit of it on Twitch. Dan's Gaming was playing it, and a couple others.
And
but-
what's nice, in the single player mode, you earn cards that you can then use in Gwent and in multiplayer and do all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. If you like the world of The Witcher, I would not miss this one because, like I said, it's a legit story. It's not,
if you like,
it's
the
not
card
just some
game.
little throw. Because if you know CD Projekt Red, the developer behind The Witcher, I mean, when they do something, they go all out. I mean, they're not the type to just go for a quick cash in. I mean, this is a legit game, which I'm very impressed by.
But you gotta like the card game.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
of
you
course.
gotta like.
But
the
they're
card
actually what's interesting
I don't know
though.
how to play it.
So there's a mode called Adventurer mode where you can
Yeah.
skip battles. So if
What?
you want, you can just go through the story
only
and just skip the battles, skip the card
Jeez.
game.
That's
Now
kind of
I'm paying
nice.
attention.
So I'm telling you, CD Projekt, that's what I love about this developer. They
Wow.
think of all this stuff. So you can go through the game and do a little bit, but if you're getting beat or you're kind of tired and you just want to follow the story, you can just go through and just do the story
I
mode.
wonder if you do the story mode, but you still make the choices, because I saw some of the choices to, take some weapons that are, if the ends justify the means,
Yeah,
they're
right.
like corrupted weapons and
Right.
bad. If you make those choices at the very end, even though you're in adventure mode, couldn't you still fail at the sort of the final
Yeah,
battle?
probably.
and
I'm
making
sure.
your-
Yeah, I'm sure they probably have worked that whole thing out. But once again, I
Very
love
interesting.
when games give you those options. I think that's
Yeah.
really cool. Like I think they did that with Mass Effect, where you can do the story centered mode where the fighting is just basically
Just,
nothing,
yeah,
and you're just
powder puff.
going through it so you can do
Yeah.
it. So I'm enjoying it a lot. Once again, only played maybe 30 minutes, 45
But
minutes.
you're on a
It's
whirlwind,
good. I
sir.
know, it's
I
the
mean, come
whirlwind.
on.
Another whirlwind, my
Okay.
last one, and then
The
I'll let
last
you guys
one.
talk.
He's a category 4.
So-
Oh shit!
Bill,
Look at him go!
So this is the most random thing ever. So there's this game called Pixel Puzzle on iOS, which is by, wait for it, Konami
What?
of all things.
Ew.
That's
No.
what I thought.
No.
What?
Metal Gear
Delete
Solid, Konami.
Yeah.
No.
So have you
What
played?
happened to Konami?
Have you played
They go
Picross?
downhill.
Wait
Well,
a minute.
Wait.
Who killed Silent Hill?
Konami.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Bill.
That's what's wrong with Konami.
I didn't
Oh
know.
my god. Yeah.
Who killed Silent Hill? It's
I'm
not
sorry.
a mystery.
Silent Hills.
There's an
Wasn't it
answer.
Silent Hills? Hills?
All of it. It's all gone.
All the
All
hills.
the
are gone.
hills.
All these freaking
The hills are not alive anymore.
No.
They're
Oh my
dead.
God.
So I don't know.
But yeah, this. So
I
this,
didn't know that.
So have you heard of the Picross games where there's a grid and you kind of fill in different squares on a puzzle board to make pictures, and you have to. There's
Picross.
numbers across the top and across the left side.
You mean
And
Minesweeper?
It's kind of like Minesweeper.
I mean,
it's
what?
similar to Minesweeper.
I
where
don't
there's,
even understand how to play
let's say there's a 10 by 10 grid.
Yeah.
And on each side there's numbers. So on one it says 10. So you know that all 10 squares need to be filled in.
Okay.
The one above it would be 5, 2, and 2. So 5 need to go, and then you skip one, and then you do 2, and then you skip one, and you do 2. So you have
Jesus.
to solve the
a lot
puzzle.
of
It's
math.
called algebra. Nobody wants to do
It's
that
a great
on
puzzle
purpose.
game. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you got to look this up because here's the best part.
Okay.
The game is completely free.
That's nice.
There are literally probably maybe 1,000 puzzles. I mean, I've played for maybe a couple weeks, and I'm only at maybe 10%.
What's it called?
There are
I'll just
no
download it.
in-app purchases.
It's called We Hate Silent
It's called
Hills,
Pixel
and
Puzzle.
Kill
There
Us
are
All.
no in-app purchases. There's no waiting times to play again, and it's just
Are there ads everywhere?
no.
No, you
No.
said it's totally free.
At,
It's
like
just
when
nothing.
you beat a puzzle, another Konami game will pop up, which you can exit out of really quick.
okay.
But it is, I'm telling you, it is really good. I was blown away.
They're pushing the new Silent Hill in between it.
Yeah.
I'm so
No, but
angry now.
I was
Got 'em.
I was taken aback because I really enjoy those Picross type puzzle games, and it's such
Sorry,
a
buddy.
great game. So I highly recommend it. It was very random, but that was the end of my whirlwind
Is it
tour.
this one?
No, it's by Konami.
Well, that if
Yeah,
you
let's-
type in Pixel Puzzle, something
Yeah,
else
try like
comes up.
Konami Pixel Puzzle or something
Okay.
like that. So
Oh,
yeah,
I spelled it wrong. That's a titty.
Oh, jeez.
you got the right one.
Hey, don't do that one.
So yeah, that was
Oh,
my
no, it's free too.
that was my whirlwind tour. How about you guys? What have you been up to?
I've been playing. I mean, if we're gonna play, say, mobile games, I mean, I'm still looking for
Pixel
this.
Puzzle Collection, it's called.
Oh, Pixel Puzzle
Yeah,
Collection.
by
So
Konami.
you gotta.
Pixel Puzzle Collection.
All right. See, if you didn't tell them the right thing, it doesn't
I mean,
come
they have
up.
Bomberman puzzles,
No, they're-
Castlevania,
okay,
Gradius.
it came up right away.
So
came up
good.
right away.
I won't
Pixel
even.
Puzzle Collection.
Yeah.
See, look at that. We just helped out our.
Good
you
job.
know.
I won't even pay him $0.
But no, it's just
Bill.
I was so blown away
Yeah.
because every
Come
game
on.
you play these days is so microtransaction filled
Yeah, it's
and
terrible.
like timers, and you can only play a certain amount of time. But this has nothing, and it's free. I don't
Yeah.
understand. I wanted to pay the money to say thank you, and I can't.
You can't even do that.
You can't even buy
Just
like a
send
little
them
ad
money.
thing.
Put it in an envelope. Be like,
To
Konami,
Konami.
I love you. Here is money. That's good. I've been playing. Bill's just out of it.
Bill,
He's
what if
done.
they brought back NCAA football? Will you forgive them?
Did they kill that too?
Yeah, they are actually.
No,
the
they're
ones.
probably behind it though.
It was a conspiracy.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
shoot
God.
them in the dick.
Kill everything. Jeez. I guess that's the title of the podcast. Just let everyone
Shoot them
know.
in the dick.
No, the title is definitely Red
We
Dead
say ding,
Redemption's
ding?
Eve. Red Dead Redemption 2's Eve.
Yeah.
All right, continue talking
right,
about what you've been
anyways.
doing so we can talk about
All
Red
right,
Dead.
all right, go. Okay, well, okay. I've been playing the game. Fill the cup.
What?
It's not.
That's called a drug test,
No.
I'm scared.
I mean, I got sent there by my work, but
I'm kind of scared.
that's what, no. It's a puzzle game where you draw things to fill the cup.
Oh, like there's
fun.
liquid falling and you have to draw a
Yeah.
line to get it into
What
the
is
cup.
wrong
I think
with
Yeah.
you guys?
it's like what's that on Switch?
It's
The
actually
launch game.
It's actually called Happy Glass. Sorry, it's not
Oh,
called
what
Fill
is
the
it?
Cup.
Oh my god.
Guys,
What is it
I'm so
called?
nervous.
It's Happy Glass. You see it?
Great.
It's not nervous.
What's
I
it
mean,
called?
it's-
Diaper time? What are
it's
you
not
playing
called
over there?
Diaper time. I just fill this cup up.
Yeah,
you know.
fill the cup and then you get to keep working. I know how it goes.
I mean, yeah.
As long as you're not riding dirty, you're good.
I mean, things and stuff, but it's a fun game. It's like a fun game while I'm waiting, for my food at a restaurant or something like that. Mobile games are cool.
They
Yeah,
are.
sure.
They definitely are.
No,
some
I'm just
some fun ones.
Happy ass or whatever. That's great. Wait,
Snipper clips. That's
Where
what
do
I
you
was
get
talking
the
Snipper Clips is a good one, but that's not mobile, is it?
No, I'm just saying it's
Oh.
like kind of similar with that.
Yeah.
You have to
Oh,
solve
we should have
puzzles
played
everywhere.
Mario Party.
Oh,
We ran
yeah.
out of
We still
time.
have to play that.
Yeah.
That
Me
was-
and Adam played Snipper Clips on the Switch.
We
was
played it
fun.
for like 2 weeks and it was fun.
It was fun.
I think it
Adam
got too
kept
hard.
bringing the Switch to us, and then it did get hard. Didn't
Yeah.
it? And then we played. What else did we play?
Oh man, all kinds of stuff. I don't even remember.
We
what
played
was
like
there.
the 1-2
Oh, 1-2 switch. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that-
fun for a second.
for a second. We
Yeah.
did like 2 games, and we're like, wow, we're over this.
1-2 switch.
I
That was
got the
way
real
back in the
bombs to
day, I
drop
guess.
When it's my turn, so
Well, other than that,
the real bombs.
Fill the
I
cup.
haven't played Forza anymore. I haven't
either.
gotten the code for you either. Did I ruin it for you?
No.
Okay,
I've
you
just
just
been
haven't. The
whirlwinding.
whirlwinding.
Yeah.
No, but I haven't. I returned it to Best Buy.
Oh, you
for,
did?
Yeah, for the $25.
Oh,
20
traded it back.
It's funny. They give you a Best Buy gift card,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was literally standing there, and I'm like, "Oh, thank you." So I'd like to pre-order Red Dead. So she went on through.
Nice.
It's like all this paperwork. It's kind of weird,
That's weird.
actually. With instead of GameStop, you put it in. They're like, "Okay, you got this much money. Here you go." They do 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11 paper that you have to sign. One of them. I'm like,
Weird.
"What is this? A contract?" So it's no wonder they're getting rid of the Gamers Club thing, I guess, because
Yeah.
it's not.
Who knows, man?
Because you got to go to the customer service thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, so I got the money, and then I have my gift card, which you can spend on anything at Best Buy, which is kind of nice, I
Yeah.
guess, when you're trading games. I'm like, okay, here's this back.
Give me Red Dead.
Give me some Red Dead, please.
Oh
So
my
I put
God.
that on there.
Nice.
So, anyways,
Good stuff.
that's my story of gaming. Other than that, I haven't had a whole lot of time to game too much more. I know the wife's been playing Battle Chasers a little bit more. That's why
Oh, yeah.
it came to mind.
Nice, nice.
She's
It's almost
trying-
time for Diablo on Switch, guys.
Hey,
2 weeks?
That'll be
Or next
all right.
week.
But we'll be
next
playing.
Friday.
We'll be
Next Friday.
playing. We'll be
Oh
playing
my
Red
God, I'm
Dead
so
though.
excited.
I mean,
Yeah. Red Dead during the day and Diablo at night.
and give
You're
up
in
our,
bed,
give up our
hanging out.
jobs and just play
Screw
games.
work.
There you
Screw
go.
work.
Yep.
Okay.
I love your job.
All right. Sorry, Bill.
Oh, did you want to ask me something?
Last but not least,
The final block before Red Dead.
Did you have a question? What's
as
the question?
long as you keep it clean and we
Okay.
stop talking about shooting and ding dings.
Never.
Never.
Um,
Ding dings are law. Ding dings are life.
did you want to ask me something?
What
What's
have
your
you been
plan?
up to, bro? Inside surgery and bleeding from things?
Nothing. What's next?
No, it's next. Oh, I forgot. It's I love Civ.
I love
played
Civ.
Have you been playing any Civ?
Nope.
Okay.
Honestly,
Spider-Man?
no. It's work has been pretty crazy. So
Oh,
what happened though?
that's sad.
What had actually happened?
What happened with this?
was Haunting of Hill House on
Oh my
Netflix
God. I need
got
to
me.
watch that. I'm so
What?
scared.
And we're on the very last episode, and we were both too tired last night. We went out after like very long work days, and
I've heard the show is so good.
it is.
Is it
amazing.
scary?
Yeah.
It's not scary all the time.
But
it's,
there's moments.
It's just this sense of dread.
I don't wanna
and
watch
just-
it.
It's heartbreaking,
Like a
man.
nightmare.
I started it and there was like it opened with a scene in like this dark house where they're all living and this baby was crying and these 2 kids were going to check on the baby and I was like, I'm not doing this tonight.
I'm not.
just
I
turned it
want to
off.
sleep.
And I watched, I think, My
It's
Hero
like
Academia.
PT. Like PT. You
Oh,
hear
yeah.
the-
I was like
the
crying.
beauty.
Beauty is all the hidden ghosts
Is Casper in it?
through everywhere. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't found them all.
Casper. He's friendly.
When you
protect
see
you.
That's
one,
what I'll watch.
when you see one, and some of them are right there, and when you see it, you're like, how was I not seeing this?
That's cool.
It is amazingly done.
And you wake up
but,
in the night going, oh,
but and I'm not gonna spoil anything.
spoilers.
It's not like full of jump scares all the time, but there is one, and it is the best jump scare I've ever seen. I won't even say what episode it is
37.
because
Did it get
you
you?
will never see it coming, and I yelled a lot of things. My wife and I both were just like, and then
They were like,
it goes right from this jump scare into this just most heartbreaking thing, and you just feel so awful for someone. And then after that, I paused it. We just sat there for a few minutes, and then I rewound it and did it a couple more times.
So if you want to be depressed and scared,
No, but it's
let's
so
watch
well
the
written.
show.
It follows a family that grew up. Well, didn't grow up, but they lived in this house for a while
Because
I
they
don't wanna give
died?
Too much weight. No.
They didn't grow up.
But
'cause
a
they're
lot of
dead.
things, a lot of really bad things happened when they were there, and when they're adults, things start happening again. And
Why don't they leave the house?
Yeah, why don't they go?
they're not in the house very long?
Bill, spoil it all. Tell us the whole
No.
series, even
No,
though it just
don't.
came
But
out.
what I want to say, let me get this across.
Okay.
It's really good.
All right. That's what she
But
said.
what it does is it's so well written as far as going back from them being kids to stuff when they're adults. And there's stuff you'll see early on from one perspective, and you may not understand it.
Yeah.
Way down the road, you'll see it from the other perspective, and you'll be like, "Oh wow!"
A lot of
And it
tiebacks.
all
Oh,
makes
nice.
sense. But it's literally like someone as a kid like opening a door, and then it's them as an adult going through a door in a different place. But
There's
the
an
scenes will
epiphany
actually
there.
tie into each other, even though they're not in the same place. So well done.
That's
Is
awesome.
that's over
It's-
the series?
Yeah,
Right?
it's really more of like a creepy family drama, but it's not too much of one thing. It's well balanced. It is so well balanced, and I
That's
can't
awesome.
wait to
I
watch
know.
the last
Everyone
one.
online, I've been like reading on Twitter
Yeah.
that is.
But when it
saying
is
it's one of the
scary-
best shows I've seen in a long time.
I don't
When it
want to
does
watch
go
scary
scary-
stuff right now, guys.
I'm gonna
I
get
don't
through it
know.
at one point.
I don't know.
At one point.
Oh, yeah?
You and I.
Well, this
as
happened
long
with-
as Bill
This is the same.
holds
This
me
is the
whole
same thing that
time.
happened with Walking
It's the
Dead.
only
Even
way.
though The Walking Dead isn't scary, but there was the
It's
first
not.
scene I'll never forget when like Rick's walking through the car or through all these cars, and there's like this little zombie girl, and I saw it and I was like, nope. I turned it off. I
You
did
mean
the
when
same
she's
thing.
pulling herself across the grass?
See, that's
or
the
whatever?
difference between
No, a
us.
different one.
You were like, nope, and I was like, kick it, kick it.
Bill likes that kind of
I
stuff.
know.
He's,
No, I'm
he's
definitely
digging
gonna watch
that,
it.
which is-
Oh.
I think I need
Yeah.
to.
I love anything scary or creepy or
yeah, I'm like,
horror related.
I gotta be in the mood.
Yeah.
I read constantly, like I'd say probably 70% of my book collection is creepy, scary stuff. So if you ever want any good recommendations for that kind of stuff, hit me up.
Haunting of Hill House.
And you wouldn't think that of Bill. He's not a creepy, scary guy. He's
No.
just like he's huggably soft.
I played in metal
Hubbly
bands for
bubbly.
years, and
It's
I'm
like
not,
Charmin.
but I'm not a no.
Oh, he's
Speaking
sharp.
of metal, how about the new Pokemon Meltan?
What?
Evolves into
Wow,
Melmetal.
That's
It's a hex nut Pokemon.
That's what Bill can't stand is Pokemon talk. Pokemon.
Don't you want the mythical
We went
Pokemon
right
Melmetal?
from like Bill's like he's
And he's
leaving,
off.
and he's done.
He's hanging himself.
Okay.
Oh god.
Make it
Bill,
all the way around.
Bill went right.
Oh my god.
So
I'm gonna
good.
haunt both of your asses.
But Adam, tell me about this evolution.
Melmetal. He's a hex nut Pokemon. You can only catch him in Pokemon Go. And you can, if you have to transfer a Pokemon to Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Oh my god! And then you know
That's
this stuff
isn't it?
happens.
You guys got to clean up the fettuccine.
Fettuccine Alfredo. How was that fettuccine?
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh,
But you
good.
know what else I did?
What's that?
In the last week, I reserved my tickets on the new Titanic.
Oh my god!
What?
Did you hear about this?
The guy who rebuilt it, you're
Yeah.
actually going on it?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No.
I was doing
Oh.
a transition.
I
I
was
was
like-
going to transition, and I got you.
Jack was
Well,
so
I
sure of
mean,
himself.
You know, I don't know we were going to talk about it.
You think
Why are we
I'd be
talking
that
about a
stupid?
ship?
You think I'd be dumb enough to get on that thing?
Dude, I don't. You like creepy, scary stuff, and
That's
it's
true.
going on the Titanic again is
Dude,
pretty
I would-
creepy and
I would-
pretty scary.
I'd totally do it.
I would
totally
do
do
it.
it.
I would do it.
It's
would do it.
weird.
So if
I
you-
hope they change the hull structure because
if
that's
you
what
guys,
sunk the
if
thing.
you guys haven't heard, there's this guy named Clive Palmer. He's an Australian businessman, investor, super dude, whatever.
Super
He's
dude.
working with these companies, and they're building a replica Titanic ship that's expected to set sail in 2022.
I know about that, and it's supposed to be an exact
So
replica. and it better not be,
I will give you a quote.
or else they're done.
This is a quote from Clive Palmer.
Just go south. Just don't go
Yeah,
north.
seriously.
Where
So
the
it's
They're
going
gonna
to be
do
the same
trip.
route. Yeah, they're doing the same trip.
route.
The quote is,
they're dumb.
The quote is, and I quote,
Okay.
Blue Star Line will create an authentic Titanic experience, providing passengers with a ship that has the same interiors and cabin layout as the original vessel, while integrating modern safety procedures, navigation methods, and 21st century technology to produce the highest level of luxurious comfort.
What?
Complete with a crash into an iceberg.
Dude, the modern safety procedures, so it is going to sink.
It's going to sink,
but you're going to be
safe.
in a modern lifeboat.
And once it
or
sinks,
die.
and once it sinks, they're going to put everybody in a big ass blimp called the Hindenburg tube, and it's going to fly away and then catch on fire.
What if this is just a trap, like for the Darwin Awards?
But you will parachute into the Grand Canyon, get stuck, and have to cut your own arm off.
Oh my god!
No, this is just like he's a billionaire, but he wants to do like a culling, right? He wants to thin the
reset.
So
any survivors will be quickly put into the space shuttle
Challenger
2.
Oh my god! Here we go.
As soon as
that's too soon on the Challenger.
You're right.
It's too soon on the Challenger.
I mean, they'll go to Ford's Theater and sit next to Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
Here we
that's
go.
better. All right.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll go in the Senate with Julius Caesar.
Yeah,
go on
right.
a parade in Dallas in
Oh my god!
1963.
Yeah,
that took a dark turn.
Well, I don't. Yeah,
I just wanted to tell you
I hope-
history.
I would definitely
the
go on
hull
the
structure.
Titanic. I would definitely do it. That would be awesome.
I would. You know what I would
That'd be
do?
so cool.
You know what I would do?
No.
This is exactly what
Over
I would do.
100
too.
years after the original departure of it. That would
Only
be
if
so
I
cool.
get to like Leonardo DiCaprio paints me or something.
no.
That's the only.
But you're close. You're close.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a temporary tattoo on my chest that just says "suck it."
Oh my
So
god!
if it does go down, because you
Yeah.
know these days everyone's got pictures and stuff. So if
Yeah.
somebody put the last thing I see, I'd be right at the top. I take my shirt off and I have right at the top and say "suck it" right across my
Oh my
chest.
god!
So even if I don't make it,
Yeah.
history's gonna remember that shit.
There
I
you
thought
go,
we were
man.
gonna put like a catapult with you on top of it, and
Dude, I saw the catapult the other day. I was like,
that's good.
they're here for me.
Oh
It
my
did show up
gosh.
at your work. I forgot to cancel that, but I don't know.
So you're
It's
not
just-
coming
I'm
on
not-
with us?
Come on.
Bill, we'll do it.
It's not even.
Dude, I'll buy the drinks.
It's not even the danger thing. I think it's just too cheesy. It's just like,
It's a cruise.
It's like a
yeah, but it's
You just gotta get shit faced to make
I
jokes
don't
about
think-
I'm king of the world.
I don't think
the whole
people
time.
realize how cramped like those type of ships were compared to modern day
well, yeah.
cruises. I mean, modern day cruises, they have a shopping mall and it's big. They have water slides. They have bungee jumping.
The rooms are still pretty small.
All
on
you
cruise
need's
ships,
a
like some
lifeboat.
of
the
interior
rooms are,
ones,
but
yeah.
but like the decks
Yeah,
and
right.
everything, like even the lower
I
decks.
bet you. They'll probably have, like they said in here, they'll probably have some
Do you
nice.
remember how
upgrades
cramped
and
it was?
stuff. Yeah,
I mean,
What else do you need but a lifeboat?
that's true.
There was nothing on it. There was the bar and there was the ballroom,
The guys
and you
playing
get
music.
the dinner, but there's not all these like extras
Yeah.
that we have in.
I
modern
think
day
it would be
cruises.
cool.
Is there alcohol?
It'd be cool to check out for an hour, and then I want to get off the boat.
Well, the good news for you
Before
is as
they
soon
left.
as it hits that iceberg, you're getting off the boat.
Well, it's before they leave. I'd like to
Oh
tour
my
it and be
God.
like, "Oh yeah, it's cramped. I'm leaving." It's
cramped, I'm leaving.
Because I've been on like World War II subs and stuff. People don't realize how cramped that older stuff was. It's
You've been on a
extreme.
World War II sub?
Yeah.
Nice.
Those
was
aren't
cool.
necessarily made for comfort. And
I know they're
luxury,
not made
though,
for comfort,
so
but
it's
you're
a little
sleeping on
different.
top of a torpedo on a thin
Yeah.
1-inch cotton
Exactly,
sheet.
it's a little different, but
I mean,
I get your
it
point.
was ridiculous.
That's nuts.
You
No,
were
I did
you were
get-
a torpedo. You were a human stacked with
Sometimes they
torpedoes.
shot you out if they were out of ammo.
Not
Well,
me. I
you
get
know,
stuck.
it happened.
I did get a 12-inch sub once, and that was pretty good.
I mean, it was
$5 foot
delicious.
long.
too.
I felt some
Any-
cramps
any-
after too.
You felt
Oh my
cramps.
god. Oh lord.
I mean, that's very apt. But
That's what you get for putting the Titanic on.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I do understand it, but I think it's just people got romanticized by
Oh, yeah,
Hollywood
for
way
sure.
too much, and they want to I don't know.
I don't know. It's like a piece of history. I think it'd be cool to see.
Yeah, but Jack,
Yeah.
you could paint me like one of those French girls.
That's true. There is
It's
hope.
better left at the bottom of the sea, where it's
Oh,
should stay.
Lord.
But I don't know. What other kind of is there any precedent for people doing this, like replicating?
Well, I mean,
I know
you know,
they
they
replicated the
recreate
Eiffel
like
Tower
Well, they do
and
that.
stuff,
You
but
think of all they recreate.
Noah's Ark,
they recreate like
I
what
guess.
Roanoke or these ancient revolutionary towns and the Amish villages and not necessarily the Amish villages, but they recreate the like a little point in history. You can go to a village and see how people lived and do all that stuff.
I know they recreated like the ships that like Columbus had.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's some
And some
precedent
Viking
for it.
ships and stuff, but that doesn't mean you take the same route. I'm not going to sail in the Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Maria and I hope we make it. I mean, but it's got modern technology in it.
Yeah, that's all you need. Modern technology
What?
solves all the problems.
It's still a sailboat.
Still a sailboat.
Are they gonna still use the same engines and boilers and all that?
They're still gonna. No, it's all new stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It
Anyway.
does seem like it's tempting it a little bit.
I think
Yeah.
you're just tempting fate. You're just like,
Well,
oh,
definitely
try.
tempting fate. There's no question about that.
Because if you're on that ship and it does go down, nobody's feeling sorry for you. And everyone will be like, you dummy.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
They probably won't even send like rescue efforts. They're like, you literally knew this was gonna
It's
happen.
like, yeah,
That's your fault.
the Coast Guards, they're like, we ain't coming. You got to sign a disclaimer like,
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. This thing sank already. Yes, I'm still want to get
Oh my
aboard.
God.
It's like, you want to jump into the line cage covered in bacon? Go for it. But
Yeah,
that's your fault.
But that's the end. That's the last time you do it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my god.
anyways, I
That's
don't
so
know.
good.
Well,
Well,
we'll see.
we'll let
I'm
you know
sure,
how it goes.
I'm sure Adam will go on
Probably.
his boat and let us know.
He'll be like singing Celine Dion songs the whole time on there.
It's the dream, man.
I should go with him so when I die and he's on the plank, he's like, Jack.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
That's my name.
You have to go on it
I
now.
am Jack.
Hey,
I forgot
just
about that.
a little tip for you if that does happen.
Yeah.
There's room for both of you
I know.
on the piece
I'd be
of
like,
wood.
Adam, scoot over, bro.
No, I can't.
You're like, no, I really need to stretch out or I start cramping.
Start
You just have to go down
You
underwater.
have to just
Just like
he just shushes me as he pushes me under the water.
It's okay. It's
Okay,
okay.
go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Oh my god.
Terrible.
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 So can we talk
Anyways,
about Red Dead already, guys?
I mean,
Yay!
is it coming out?
No.
When are we getting
They
it?
cancel it.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
they actually
but-
pushed it because too much overtime and everyone was upset.
I
They
know.
were working too
It's,
hard on it.
it's just so funny that like the week before or 2 weeks before it came out, all this stuff is happening.
All the
It's
stuff
crazy.
dropped. That kind of feel bad, sort of.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
I mean, we have. I don't think we really even talked about the whole scandal thing going on. It's I
And
don't
Bill
know, it's
has
been-
no sympathy for him, from what he
No,
said,
I don't.
because you've been working a whole lot,
Yeah.
and we're here late night after work after
Yeah.
you just worked 10-hour shift.
No.
Here's the thing.
there's
So
to a point, I get
there's
it.
one thing
Okay.
that really kind of stuck out with me about this whole thing. So like if you haven't heard, obviously this is the co-founder of Rockstar, Dan Houser, was in an interview and he mentioned that they've had 100-hour weeks where trying to get ready for the game. Oh my God, Jack just spilled water everywhere.
I'm fine.
Should we
Well,
pause?
I'm good.
Oh my God. Okay, we're pausing. We'll be back, guys.
Dummy.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Man, Red Dead was so good.
Wow, I just finished the campaign. Phenomenal.
On Red Dead 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's amazing.
don't spoil it.
Yeah, that cleanup took a long time. Now we're
Sorry.
back. Jack just spilled water everywhere.
Dude, it wasn't everywhere, but it was. It
was-
went.
It was in a
places.
lot
went-
of places.
It went in place.
Let's put it this way: it would have taken down the Titanic.
Da-da-da-da-da.
I was just recreating it.
That's good.
it
Anyway,
went in a
back-
lot of crevices.
Before I was so rudely interrupted
All right,
by
I'm
these
sorry.
evil
Jack.
mother truckers.
Okay.
So yeah, Dan Houser with the 100 weeks. He clarified, said it was only
100
his
weeks?
right. So, 100 weeks.
They worked
They worked
100 weeks
Can you believe
in a
it?
week.
That's overtime.
I know.
They worked 100 hours in a week, and he clarified it, said it was just his writing team. But there was all these stories that started coming out because there's been a lot of things about Rockstar, and the games industry as a whole, about crunch. When the first Red Dead came out, there was actually the wives letter, they called it. I don't know if you guys remember this, where a bunch of the wives of developers wrote this letter about how like nobody was ever home. They missed so many things. They were forced to work these long hours, all this kind of
They
stuff.
missed the
Wait,
rubs.
were any of them like thank you notes?
Bro, oh my
Thank
God,
you.
thank you for keeping
Right.
it away. But so obviously this started a whole big conversation about crunch because this has been a big issue in a lot of games, especially Telltale games.
What do you mean by
there are a lot of
crunch?
issues. Like to get the game out at a certain date, you got to crunch. Yeah, you got to make sure it gets done so people work a ton of hours. But a lot of these people are salaried workers, so it's not like they're making overtime really or any of this other
Oh,
stuff.
I was gonna
So-
say because
I
we
know, there's
a lot
bought
of
Reese
issues.
Crunchers
We
at
did.
Walgreens today and ate them.
So Jason Schreier of Kotaku, who's one of the best journalists in the industry, I think it's safe to say he does like the actual investigative reporting. He talked to a bunch of these developers, and there was a lot of positivity where a lot of people love their jobs and they love doing this and it's their passion and it's okay. But there was a lot of things where there was kind of some mandatory kind of predatory practices, and the one thing that really
Touching goodies?
yeah touching goodies.
Such a ding dong.
Maybe that's not the
I
right
want to go
word,
work
but I mean,
there.
I mean, like very strict policies. Like one of the policies that they have is, so this game development takes a very long time, and they have this thing where if you don't make it to the end of the development of the game, you're not in the credits. So there could have been somebody who started when the game started development, worked for a year or two, and if they left, they wouldn't make it in the game's credits, which is
Wow.
crazy. I'm like, what?
These games take years
I
and years
know.
to develop.
Two things. I do
kinda
think that's
rough.
wrong, but the other thing is, Nobody reads the credits. So,
still like, but no, but seeing your LCM.
I'm just kidding.
Getting credit
it's a
for
joke. It's a
the
joke.
game.
And seeing it. No, I get it. I know what you're saying.
I'm just being silly.
No, I know.
The guys
It's a
who
good one.
work on it, yeah.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. It's a crazy.
That was Bill's
It's just a
kisses.
crazy thing because on one side of the conversation, everyone's this is the most anticipated game ever. I can't even believe it. This is going to be the greatest game ever. And on the other side, it's you're hearing about the people that have sacrificed probably lives and marriages and being with their kids and all this stuff to
sacrificing
everything.
They're dead.
They're dead. all these developers.
No, but I
are
get
dead.
it. It's a strain, right? It's
Yeah.
a strain and a struggle. And 100 hours a week is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a crazy amount of work.
Yep.
So I kind of feel bad. It kind of puts like a
Because the weird thing about it too is, especially with, these guys, because there's a lot of people, and it's been a big thing. Oh my God, I work so many hours this week. You kind of wear it as a badge of honor in a sense. So
Sometimes.
a lot of companies, sometimes, because like a lot of companies say they don't practice, this crunch time, and they respect the time of their employees and stuff. But when you see your employees or your boss or somebody working so late, there's kind of that social pressure to work that late, or you feel like you're missing something, or you're not a part of the team or something.
I know
they have that kind of weird,
I get
social.
I mean,
pressure.
Facebook had the same thing. They called them hackathons.
Oh, yeah,
They'd be there all night.
Oh yeah.
People you'd hear about. I think I've seen a couple documentaries on like making of games. Guys would be there. It would be their whole lives. They would never leave.
Right.
It would be just to go home to maybe shower and eat and come right back. I mean, sleep
Yeah,
was
you hear
minimal.
stories. They have mattresses in the office. They take shifts working on stuff. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, game development and development in general is a crazy lifestyle. I think a lot of people don't fully realize what goes into.
I think
this
it's
stuff.
glitz and glamour.
Yeah.
When in actuality, it's a ton of work.
Yeah.
Ton.
So I don't know. It's a crazy issue. But I would recommend you guys go out and check Jason Schreier's article on Kotaku. It's a very long read, but it's a very informative read because it's an interesting thing because a lot of people are saying let's boycott Red Dead Redemption. Let's boycott. But the thing is, that's not really the best way to do it because first of all, these people that worked those hours,
they did work.
They probably want you to play the game. They're probably proud of it.
They made through it.
It's about taking these lessons and speaking about it now, so it helps in the future and helps people going forward because it's an interesting thing. You don't want to have their work means nothing, but having these conversations I think is supremely important. So
I can see where the boycott people are coming from.
Well,
right?
yeah,
to raise awareness.
Well, yeah, because you're like, because what can we do as consumers?
Right.
What can we do as people?
Just not consume.
Yeah,
but
that also hurts the people because all the work they put in, you're not going to experience.
Well, here's
it.
the solution: you just claim you're going to boycott it, and then you buy the game and play
There
it.
you
That
go.
way
You speak
you're
out
getting your
and
point
have
across.
have your cake and eat it too.
And you get to play the game, and
There
you're
you
supporting
go.
the people.
Yeah.
Boom.
Hey,
and when
podcast,
you
'cause we
vote
can
in
actually say it.
November, vote for both parties, like
Right.
Democrat and Republican, so no one can get mad at you, right?
So
That's
here's
actually, I bet you they'd find a way.
so I did want to ask you guys.
Yeah.
So I'm boycotting it now.
Okay.
But when
He's not.
The first chance we get when we're like free roam to do whatever you want, what's the first thing you're going to do in the game?
I don't know, shoot my gun, random things.
I know what I'm going to get on a horse, and then I'm going to take that horse up to where it's cold, and then I'm going to get off and then look at its balls and watch it shrink.
Oh my gosh,
I wanna-
Bill.
It's
Oh my
good. I
god!
wanna
How
see
long
Power
have you
of
been
Red
thinking
Dead.
about this?
That's the crunch
Ever
right
since
there.
we learned about it?
Day.
Oh, that's the power
Oh my
of crunch.
God, that's the power of crunch. But
I had no idea where you were going with that. It's like,
And I'm just, as soon as they shrink, I'm going to be like, bonanza.
you should film it and broadcast it and clip it. We put it on Twitter.
That's going to happen.
Oh,
That
my
is gonna
goodness.
happen.
I forgot all about that until you mentioned it.
It's going to happen.
I mean, that's the power of the game. The fully
When
rendered.
did we first
like,
talk
horse
about that? Like 2
testicles.
weeks ago?
There was an article about
Yeah,
it.
there was. There was like a whole article about it after all
Oh
that.
my
Because I mean, that's
gosh.
what Rockstar's known for is like every little thing is meticulously crafted.
I don't want to know about those things. Okay,
It just adds to the puzzle, man. Everything adds to the puzzle. But
I mean, what are you gonna be breeding horses and be like, yeah,
That was that last 100 hours. It was
That's what I'm
probably
saying,
like,
man.
We got to make them shrink.
we got it details.
Oh my god!
Details,
But
high
to,
definition.
To answer your question in a serious manner, because that's
Oh
what
my
I do here,
gosh.
guys.
Yeah.
What I am just excited
Somebody's
for
got to.
is
Somebody.
to the the whole like I was explaining with Skyrim and with Fallout 76.
With Skyrim?
Those quiet moments. Like I've heard the weather in this game is fantastic and it changes in night and day.
The
And I'm just so excited to get into one of these valleys, look in the distance and see a storm roaming in, take my horse, just ride towards that storm, get caught in it, see what happens, build a fire, do this stuff, and just get lost in the world. I mean, that's what I love about these games.
So you say weather. Does it have seasons like Forza?
I don't think it is. Well, I mean, unless
weather.
there's probably if there's story related stuff, but I think it's just
out west,
but it's just dynamic. I think it's
winter.
but there's there's day night cycles.
There's
There's
storms and all this
that are
stuff.
in the
So
snow. I know that.
yeah, definitely.
Maybe just like snow, like sandstorms and.
Yeah, there's
Thunderstorms,
yeah,
probably.
exactly. There'll be dynamic weather and stuff, but I just
Swamp
I mean,
lands,
But how are you going to go up into a mountain cold and?
because there's mountains.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's how you do
that's
it.
how you do. You just go to where the mountains are.
go to where the snow
Yeah.
is.
It's like the Oblivion
It's
thing.
okay.
You can see it, you can get there. But
Is
it's,
it? Is that what they say?
well, you know, Elder Scrolls, like when they first started this whole thing, they were
Yeah.
like, if you see a
big
mountain in
maps.
the distance, you can go there.
People were
Everyone's like,
freaking
oh
out.
My God.
We can go places.
Which was cool, but now everyone says that. But anyway, that's
What was on there? Not a thing.
nothing.
But I'm just
Not a
I'm
You
very
wasted an hour getting there.
I think what I'm most excited about this game though is so I love the tone of the game. I love the mood that they're setting. I'm very intrigued that it's a prequel because prequels they're interesting because you can do them very wrong. So you know some people would say about the Star Wars prequels where a lot of the things happen, but I think there's something beautifully tragic about knowing where something's going to end and not knowing how it gets there. Like you know. John Marston is with Dutch Van der Linde's gang, and you know at the beginning of the first Red Dead Redemption, the gang went to crap. They shot John. He was hunting after his old gang members.
Everybody
It was
died.
the end of the West. I mean, all this, the old outlaws and hoo-ha and yee-haw people, they were kind of getting pushed out towards the modern age. So this is kind of going back, and you get to learn what happened there and see the downfall of it. I don't even think, you know, in the first one, Arthur Morgan, the main character, wasn't really even mentioned, was he?
No, I don't. Not that I remember. But
Yeah.
It's been a long
So
time.
I don't. So that's what's intriguing is
Completely
what happened to
separate.
this guy. Yeah. So I'm very.
I like
intrigued
how
to
it's
see what happens.
standalone because I mean it's in the same world, but yeah, I don't want to do. I mean, John Marston was great and all, but I don't want to.
And here's
run that
I
again.
just want to read before I'll let you guys speak about your thoughts and stuff. But
Let us speak.
I know I'm sorry,
Help.
but there's once going back to Kotaku again. Kirk Hamilton wrote a review for Kotaku, and there's something about it. And this may be kind of a weird way to put it, but this is what I think sums up my excitement for the game. I'm just going to read the first paragraph. From tip to tail, Red Dead Redemption is a profound, glorious downer. It is the rare blockbuster video game that seeks to move players not through empowering gameplay and jubilant heroics, but by relentlessly forcing them to confront decay and despair. It has no heroes, only flawed men and women fighting viciously to survive in a world that seems destined to destroy them.
Bill, that sounds depressing and dark, like what you like. So.
I'm swelling up over here. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
Oh my God.
What? That's been the thing.
No, I meant from the fettuccine.
Oh,
all about that
Yeah,
fettuccine.
the fettuccine got me hard.
It was good.
No, I mean, wait.
Wait a minute, what?
Sorry.
We skipped the innuendo again and went right to the source.
Then we brought it back around.
Brought it back around.
Oh my
we had
God.
Italian food tonight.
We did.
It was
good.
delicious.
It was very good.
Me and Adam shared a meal.
It was romantic.
It was
They did like Lady and the Tramp. It was really weird.
with,
Yeah.
with meatballs.
All the kinds of meatballs.
And they shrunk
Yeah,
when
they
it got
shrunk.
cold.
Oh my God.
We ate
It's
them too
all
fast.
coming back. But yeah,
You don't have
that's
to worry about it, Bill.
No, that's like I said. I'm excited for this kind of. You know, it is kind of a tragic tale, which is going to happen, and I'm intrigued to see where
You
it
guys
takes
are just depressing me.
let's see. This is.
I want to have some fun. I want to be
well,
like
you know, it's
Yosemite
gonna be a
Sam.
lot
You
of
want to have some fun?
Go
You wanna
bing
have some
bong.
fun? Luke
shoot out.
Skywalker's dead.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Dude, I'm the one with the bad transition.
Fun. It's all about the fun.
Just
What isn't fun about Star Wars?
well, we have an outline and Bill's just murdering.
He's
it.
just dead. Guess what killed him?
Spoilers.
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Save me, Adam.
Okay.
I guess we're done with Red Dead.
I mean,
Stay tuned next
now.
week for actual
for
thoughts.
now.
I will be reporting on the shrinkage
Bill, all right, Bill.
situation.
Adam just did this beautiful sort of description. All this stuff. He's reading quotes from some guy.
But you wanted fun.
But you're talking about balls and Luke's dead.
That's
you
a
said
gamer's
you
advocate,
wanted
man.
fun.
Dude, I'm talking Red I mean, all right. Well, what do you think of Red Dead?
No, I think what was described in that is exactly what I want out of that game. That's
Yeah.
I want something where it's not just black and white, good guy versus bad guy. I like the gray areas. I like where you have to make tough decisions and you don't always feel good about what you did to survive, but you still do it.
Because that's what it's about. It's about surviving. It's about literally surviving the change of America. I mean, the outlaw lifestyle is.
I thought that's what the John Marston thing was, though. That like he had to deal with like new technology.
So it was that. So this is like right before all that. How we got to the beginning part. Yeah. So there's still a little more of the outlaw part. So there's still a little more of that. Heist life and the gang style.
I'm just excited to be on a horse and have a 6-shooter and be like, hey there, cowpokes.
Yeah. Hey there. I want to get into bar fights and go out and have a draw out in the
I just want to feel like a cowboy a little
What
bit.
are you guys
going to
make?
Care about.
All right, so another big thing about
fishing?
this. Another big thing about this game is
30 different types of fish to catch.
That's a lot of fish. Right. The other types of one of the big selling points of this game is the contextual options. So when you go by, somebody getting robbed, you can either choose to intervene, you can choose to say, how you doing, guys? See you later.
Can we give him a hug?
You can do different things. So what kind of Arthur Morgan are you going to be on the scale of good to evil?
I always say I'll be like, I'll always be evil or something, but then I feel bad. So I generally go like my conscience. I'm just like, I should help him out. And then when I do pick the bad thing, I'm like, I don't want to pick that anymore.
Honestly,
I know.
If I do the bad thing or something, it's usually on accident where I think I'm making a good decision. And I realize I screwed up really bad.
That's what The Witcher's famous for. You think you're doing the right thing and you screw everything up.
The only thing I went all evil for was to get the best sword in Fable.
Oh yeah.
Or no, it was the bow and arrow. Because the best sword you were all good, the best bow and arrow you had to go all evil.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was like that.
I did do that. All the flies flying around.
But I did the glitch where you could just do something with a well or something like that, and you could reload the game.
Really?
I like that.
You're cheating, man.
Well, I didn't want it to be all evil throughout the whole game, but because you had to be all good or all. It was actually tough, at least for me. But that's the only time if there's some kind of super special unlock or something like that. I wonder if there's different storylines that'll happen if you are sort of light side or dark side in there.
Well, yeah, I bet you. I mean, people will react to differently. I'm sure there'll be relationships ruined and lost. Part of your gang members, you'll probably alienate people or be closer with them, and I think there is going to be a lot of that because that's the whole thing. This world is so reactive. I mean, that's what the whole Rockstar touches.
Even by how you look.
Yeah, by if you don't shave, you'll grow your beard. If you do that, people react to you differently.
If you punch,
I think there was one of the examples where if you're riding down the path and there's some guy who gets murdered or something, and you decide not to help or you do whatever, you'll go into the next town, and if you're walking around town shopping or whatever, someone may run into the town saying, "I just saw this guy got murdered. Oh my God, that guy, he rode right by and he didn't do anything." Or they react to what you do in the world, which I think is going to be really cool.
Can you nuke a whole town like in Fallout 3?
If only.
And then you can't go ever visit it ever. I thought that was a crazy choice.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
You got rid of the whole entire town. Anyways,
everything.
How do you not do it?
Yeah,
I did it, and then I was like, I don't like this. And then I reloaded the game.
I'm excited. I'm excited to make my Arthur Morgan kind of like how I did in Mass Effect. I'm a very good person,
light side,
but I love having that little gray area where if somebody really crosses you just f them up.
You just snap.
Yeah, just snap.
I mean, some they're asking you for.
Yeah, exactly.
This.
I don't like. I'm never the guy who's 100% good because I think that's you're never. I just don't think that's realistic.
Rockstar's not going to let you.
No, exactly.
They're going to bring some.
I just love having that little gray area because it kind of makes you. It does make you question you're not just a binary. Always choose this good option. Always choose this good option. You have that. You kind of build your character as you want to be. So it'll be
not always the high road.
Yeah,
exactly.
Throw a couple elbows. Go, I'll get you, cowpokes.
But yeah, this is. I just can't wait to get lost in this world, guys.
Get to a poker game and somebody cheats and just or thinks you're cheating.
Yeah,
just that whole thing. But the fishing. Go out and catch you a fillet of fish.
Get some fries.
Just think about McDonald's.
Did they have McDonald's back then?
Catch
Come on,
fish
1899.
Save some time.
Save some time. You get in Doc Brown. We gotta go Back to the Future, and then the Animus comes through, and you're like, we gotta go back.
Oh yeah, if they pull any Animus crap, I'm trade. Oh, I bought a digital. I'm not trading in nothing.
Here's something that's actually really cool. So I was watching the GameSpot recap of Red Dead Redemption, the original story.
Yeah.
And do you guys remember? This is this might be semi-spoiler, so if you don't want to know anything about Red Dead Redemption 2, I would skip just a little bit. But do you remember in Mexico you met that legendary gunslinger guy? Do you remember he had the mustache and he was an older guy, American, did all that stuff.
Absolutely.
So he was talking about how he was the lone survivor of this massacre. This huge massacre that took place and all this stuff, and it was in 1899 in a town called Blackwater. and that's where Red Dead Redemption 2 picks up.
Oh,
snap.
Spoilers.
So that's what's interesting about, I think there's going to be a lot of callbacks like that to the world that was where you lived in Red Dead Redemption.
Shoot,
And-
I mean,
Probably run into that old
and you know
guy.
what I'm so excited for? I mean, this is once again a spoiler if you haven't played Red Dead Redemption, which I think the statute of limitations is over now. Yeah, that doesn't work.
I tried to cover my
the
ears, but I have
headphones.
headphones on.
But you know, like the
Crap.
end of Red Dead Redemption, I mean, I think one of the best endings in a game where,
I haven't finished it yet.
oh, funny, where you switch over to the perspective of John's son after the whole, barn scene. So
Yeah.
sad.
It's
I hear
over.
there's another type of epilogue kind of scene in this game. I mean, you got to believe there's going to be something they can't follow it up with it. I'd be curious to see if maybe you relive the beginning of Red Dead Redemption, or you see something else. You're playing as John
It goes
Marston
right
again,
into it.
or they do something.
Yeah, maybe.
a la Rogue One. So
Maybe they
I'm
could
very
just
excited
tack
for that.
on all of Red Dead.
That'd be
on there.
awesome.
That's
How
why
cool would
there-
that
that's
be?
why there's 2 discs.
What if they did do that?
Because it's the whole
You know,
entire
I
game
would-
again.
Now that you say that, that
Remastered.
wouldn't be like the craziest thing ever. Where it's
That would
like
be
this
wild.
huge surprise where
Like, you get
once
the
you
entire
finish it,
Red Dead.
you actually get to play Red Dead Redemption in the new
Remastered.
world.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That would be
That's why there's 2
amazing.
discs.
Oh my god!
I would totally.
I don't
do
think
it.
there's any way that secret would get would last.
That would
but
be
that
wild.
would be amazing.
That would
Oh
be
my-
wild.
I just got chills. Well done.
He just did a little dance.
He
How
was so
cool would that
happy.
be?
was
That would be
amazing.
crazy. I'd be like, what?
That would be amazing.
Talking about New Game Plus. It's an entire another game. You get to walk right into it.
I'd
dude,
shit.
if that happens,
That would be
Mark,
cool.
what is this
would
episode
be cool.
48? We're gonna remember this day if this
It's
happens.
49.
You are a
Called it.
smart man.
Called
Jack
it.
called this.
It's also episode 49.
Oh yeah, it is. I was looking
Okay.
at the time. I was saved from the last episode 49.
Thank you, Bill.
God, that
Hey,
would,
I had to say
Oh my
something
God.
smart after
You had
an
to
hour.
get something in, man.
there's
That
no
would be
way.
cool.
But that would be
I
amazing.
mean, that would be cool. I don't know what else to say.
people have been talking
Really.
about a remaster for Red Dead for so long, and they've never done it. I mean,
Yeah.
they did the Xbox One X
Which
kind of port thing.
does
Yeah.
look fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
No, it looks.
It looks better. Yeah.
So does Fable. Both of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
shockingly different. I was really blown away by how good they look.
I haven't seen
And then
them,
I
yeah.
forgot to play them again.
That's usually how it goes.
That was the whirlwind. You
Yeah.
had your own whirlwind.
Jack, you know, now that you said that, if this doesn't happen, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I'm sorry. I'm prematurely exciting you and then letting
That
you
would
down.
be so cool. Oh my god,
Yay.
That would be.
I love it.
So,
Alright.
should we bring up that Luke Skywalker?
Sure,
yeah,
should we
can
even
bring
talk
this up.
about what
Yeah,
Bill
we have to now that Bill
It's
is
so
like,
weird.
Luke is
Like,
dead.
Luke is like, what just happened?
So yeah, so this is slight spoilers that have already been spoiled for Last Jedi, but this was very interesting that I kind of pulled up where Mark Hamill, he's very active on social media. He's
Yeah,
very
he is.
active on Twitter, trying to help people and doing funny things. But he posted this thing because the comic adaptation of The Last Jedi came out, and they redid the scene of when Luke passed on to the Force or did whatever he did with his stuff at the end of The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And he posted something along with this scene, and as I quote, "The Force killed Luke," in all caps. "You have to acknowledge the irony in his fate. Almost like an addict that kicked his habit cold turkey, remained clean for decades, only to reuse just once, and then, tragically, overdoses. Hashtag sad Skywalker. Hashtag Force fatality.
This is
Hashtag
like the most
Jedi
depressing show.
I know.
What? Somebody had to write a good ending for him.
Jeez.
But like you think about that, and it like took me aback. I was like,
Ugh.
it's a very interesting way to put it, especially because people worship the Force. They think it's the coolest thing ever. You
Yeah.
get to lift people off their feet and throw stuff
But
around,
now
and
it's an
grab things.
addiction and
But now they
it's-
talk about because in the he gave up the Force. That was
Yeah.
the whole thing. He
He
tried
did.
to get away from everything, did it, and then he came back to help everybody, and then
Because all it did was breed evil,
Yeah.
he thought, in
Or something,
But
Yeah,
he
it was-
did kind of go out in a big way, though.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
for
not
sure.
Like it's not like he just floated a drink over to his hand.
He
and
was
said,
he
"Oh, I'm
was
done."
living a weird and terrible sort of weird life,
Yeah.
like hermit. He had like gotten as crazy.
I mean
as
after
Yoda, I
Ben
guess.
Solo turned into Kylo Ren and he lost his Jedi Temple, everything got all crazy. It's just an interesting. I don't know. It was a very interesting parallel that I don't think I would have ever really thought of in that sense of the word.
Well, the
I
movie
thought he
did
just overused
Because all you think
but-
about now is
Well,
okay, he
kinda
passed
did.
on, but obviously he's gonna be back as a Force ghost. Whatever, it's okay. But
Yeah.
think of it in that way, where he tried so hard to get away from it because it brought so much craziness.
She
and
pulled
trouble
him
and-
back in.
But yeah, it pulled him right back in.
He had to save the day.
It wasn't.
to.
It wasn't explained that well in the movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a whole nother topic for another day. But it's I thought that was a very interesting way to put it, and really kind of, I don't know, put stuff in perspective. I always like when they kind of shift your perspective of things where you think of things in a different way.
Are you sure
flip
they
it
weren't
over.
just like, man, that's stupid. How do we spin it? This happened.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, that did.
That did.
Wow.
But it was Mark Hamill himself saying it. Like it wasn't in the
Yeah.
comic, so that's what made it
that's-
even more. It was like his kind of because he lives Luke Skywalker. It's kind of his interpretation of what it could be.
He's
so.
been Luke Skywalker forever.
Since 1977, man.
Yeah, I was 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that was
That's
I
the
just wanted to bring
context
that in.
behind what Bill was talking about.
It was. So yeah.
Okay, see everybody, what we do is we have like an outline of things we're gonna go.
And Bill just
And
randomly
every once in a
jumped-
while, just to screw with the other two guys, I'll just jump way ahead and blurt out
Usually
something.
that's my
coming out.
job, though.
I know. I usually do good setups.
Yeah, you
but
do
today
all
I
these.
just wanted to have some fun.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
that's-
really tired, so I
you know,
apologize.
It's all
It's the
about the fun.
Alfredo.
That's what we do here. We're all about fun.
So
Oh my god. So yeah, I think that
Yep.
about wraps up our
We're
show,
all
gentlemen.
about fun
Yeah.
and
That was
hookers.
pretty fun.
It was
That
nice. I
pretty
had a good
especially the
talk.
water spillage. Hopefully
sorry.
we don't
Plus,
get
I just
electrocuted.
Made a
We're
hooker
fine.
joke slide right on through.
Well
Now-
done,
What?
sir. Well
You'll
done.
hear it later.
I wasn't.
It's like
paying
the ghost in
attention.
Hill of
fine. I'm
Haunted House.
sorry.
Hill of Haunted House.
Dang.
Okay.
We're tired.
Haunting of Hill House.
Bill had to slice something else in. We're like, Bill.
Billy.
Bill.
Billy the Kid.
All right.
But yeah, that was awesome. Next week
Yeah.
it's Red Dead, baby. That's
Next
your guys'
week.
homework.
We get it
Play
tomorrow.
Red Dead.
Oh,
You get
yeah.
it
Red
tonight.
Dead.
You guys get it
Are you
tonight.
staying
at
up?
midnight.
No,
I might stay up.
I've got-
I might try it. I don't know.
Adam
We'll see.
will stay up.
I got a 12-hour
I-
day. I won't get
I
the
got-
place
I gotta
till
take
late
Ori out
tomorrow.
at like 2 a.m. anyway. So
Yeah, I
why
mean, you
not?
gotta pop on some Red Dead.
Gotta pop it out, man.
Not sleep.
And play some. Oh, I forgot to talk about Fortnite Nightmares or Fortnitemares
Oh,
mode.
He was just playing that
Dude,
too.
it's so good. They added. You know, there's
Cubes
the
and
big
stuff.
cube that raised the whole island and stuff.
I thought we
They
were all
now
done.
they now have cube fragments on the map
Oh shit!
that spawn monsters.
What?
There's zombies on the map, and they're
You can
attacking
tell.
people.
Monster
You can tell.
zombies.
You can tell how much Bill cares. No, it's cool.
No,
it's cool.
it adds a whole
update.
like it literally
I'm
changes
just-
the game.
I'm just yanking.
I
this.
need to actually play
It
it.
adds-
I've never
you
played
have
one
to.
game.
You should try it now.
You know
'cause
what?
It's really fun.
It's fun. All
We
right.
should get together.
We should.
and
It's
make
fun
me and
together.
Jack
You can
both
play
play
it on
who's
the
never played
Switch
it.
for free, right? With each other.
If I delete it later, will it still show that I ever had it?
Yeah, it will.
He will be marked
Playtime.
forever.
No, but
No,
I'm
but you
serious.
should, I think now
No,
is a fun time because especially if
I'm
you like
just kidding.
Halloween stuff, like the map is really cool right now. And adding the extra layer of these zombies and people you can kill and just kind of mess around
There's
with
like
is
monsters.
really fun. Yeah.
When you
It
shoot
adds
the
another
monsters
layer.
and stuff, does it give you loot or anything?
Yeah. Like they actually have they'll drop guns and ammo and do all that kind of
That's
stuff.
cool.
It's
not
really
just-
good.
it's not
Fine,
just-
just for you guys, I'll try it.
It's
I don't know
so
how to
much fun.
make you guys be friends on Nintendo.
We could do it.
Oh, you
I
have to have
still
we'll walk you
haven't
through it.
figured it out without.
But yeah, if
I
you're
think
listening to this,
well, maybe
try
I
out
did.
Fortnitemares because there's all these new skins and all these new
I'm
kind
only
of
trying it
weapons
if
and
it's
stuff.
with you guys.
There's a rocket
Yeah.
launcher that's
or a
guys,
listener
there's a rocket
out there
launcher
that
that's
wants
a
to play.
pumpkin.
I mean, what else do you want, Bill?
Rocket launcher?
Pumpkin.
That's a
You
pumpkin.
like the
Yeah.
what's the Green Goblin? He
Yeah.
was on the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
And yeah,
Right.
he
Yeah,
was
the boom,
shooting
boom,
around. Yeah,
boom,
the
boom.
boom bum.
Can I tell you one last ironic thing before we go?
Let's hear it.
Okay.
You remember last week when I was like all talking some smack about taking on people in NCAA 14 anytime?
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody.
Well, I've got a team builder team that I made, and I made them as bad as I could possibly make them to try to build them up. And
Yeah.
I'm playing on Heisman level.
Yeah.
And I had something happen that's never happened. Not only did I lose, but I got shut out.
Ooh.
Oh.
What?
My team is like terrible, and
Yeah.
it's like
You
the
said
worst
you
of
made
the
him
worst.
terrible.
Yeah, I did on purpose.
Yeah.
I made it the worst team I could make.
Yeah.
And in my first season, I'm on my second season with this team. First season, I got the national championship, got beat by Ohio State. I lost like by 2 touchdowns.
What team are
It
you?
was like
Sorry, I was not paying attention.
The Columbus Crusaders. I made my own
Oh,
team.
okay, got it.
Yeah.
Crusaders was my first little league team. that
Oh,
I played
nice.
On. So,
Nice.
and I kind of made them an homage to Ohio State colors, but with more black in it.
Oh, cool.
So, anyway, I got shut out, and it hurt a
It
little.
hurt you.
Yeah,
Well, you
it
made a
stung.
terrible team, Bill. I don't know what you're doing. You just.
But I'm in
You
year
just love
2.
the pain.
I went undefeated my first season with that team. Got to the
Oh.
title game. Got my nuts kicked off.
Okay.
Second
It
season,
all comes back to that.
I was 2-0, feeling good about myself, and got right in the face.
Well, that's life.
That is
Yeah.
life, man. That be life.
But I just think it's ironic that the very first game I play, after saying I'll take on
Yeah,
anybody,
really. That is funny.
I get shut
you
out.
destroyed.
You know, this-
You
this-
loaded it back up.
Wait,
just
hold on.
from
hold on,
talking.
hold on,
27 to
hold on.
nothing.
Everyone shut up.
Nice. Okay.
This could be a hustle. This could be a hustle play by Bill. Like
Really?
telling this whole sob story so
I'm
people
not
will
very
now
good at
challenge
all.
him.
It's a trap.
Yeah, so then they'll actually challenge
Oh my
him.
gosh, this is like the Titanic too.
Thanks.
Been
You
a
could have
trip.
brought that up after the show.
What
Thanks
if,
a lot.
What if, like, when you're
I got
boarding?
your back, man. I got your back.
Okay. Just one more thing.
It's one more thing.
Well,
We're like an
this is
Apple
the one more
presentation,
thing.
right?
We're like Columbo. Like one more question.
more
All right.
thing.
So when you're boarding
Here's
with
the iPhone.
all right. So when you're boring.
Boring.
This is boring. I don't know why people would still have it on. Anyways.
They don't.
I know.
They don't by now.
They gave up on the end. But anyways, when you're boarding the Titanic 2, what if you get up to the top of the gantry and Admiral Akbar's like, "It's a trap." Oh my God. but that time you're done. I mean, it's
wait. What's a gantry?
I mean, what's a spaghetti? But you get up on the drawbridge. What do they call it these days? You go
drawbridge? Are you going to a castle?
You go across that moat on the dock.
There's water and bridges.
It's that
the
bridge.
boat bridge.
The boat bridgey. The thing.
It's a trap.
Wait,
I like that idea.
What if it's not a trap? What if it's Love Boat?
It's a love boat.
No, I want Admiral Akbar up there.
You're gonna sink in the Atlantic
Admiral
Ocean.
Akbar is the captain, I will go on that thing every time, every trip,
day.
every trip.
So
Take
what
me
he's saying
again,
is
Admiral.
he does not want to go, but unless he knows it's a trap, and then he's all in all of a sudden.
Yeah, and Admiral Akbar's there, and he says,
man.
"It's a trap."
Dude, if there's a Mon Calamari on board, nothing can go wrong.
Yes.
Dude, Admiral Akbar is calamari. What are you talking about?
I know. That's why I'm so pumped.
Let's fry that little sucker up.
It's a trap. Don't do that.
Why are you putting butter on me? Shh, get in the pan, Admiral.
Not to the Admiral. He's too cool.
He's too cool.
Yeah.
He's dead, though. Spoilers.
Dude.
He went into space. He was like, boom, boom.
He got caught in a trap, bro.
Space
Jack, it
calamari.
was a trap. He's dead.
I know. He got caught in one. Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's
why
very
he's not
sad.
around
Rest
anymore.
in
Why
peace.
is this is so depressing me? I
This
was all
was
excited.
a lobster.
I think it's a great idea.
All right.
I'm on board. I'm fully on board with the gentry. Gentrifying
Sure, let's get on
stuff.
the
No,
trap boat.
that's
And then we
no.
can
Don't do
fish
that.
for filet of fish
It's
on it.
the drawbridge.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
The moat.
The
right.
moat, bro.
Yeah.
The
All right. Anybody have any more
No.
things? We got a few more.
good night.
water ramp.
Oh my
Water
God.
ramp.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I love all y'all people.
Yeah.
Just remember, if you want to be a part of the show, feel free to email us at podcast@thegamersadvocate.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Adam Bankhurst. You can follow Bill
At the Smoothzilla. But if you do want to be a part of it, you should also seek professional help at a rehabilitation center near you.
Okay.
Please do it. Jack?
I checked Winnington, but
Can
talk
you
to
give us?
Adam.
Can we have access to your Twitter account and
We
just tweet
should.
as
Yeah.
you?
I never use it.
Just say it's a trap every day.
Yeah, I should get a bot that's just.
I love your
programmed
picture.
to-
It's like black and white. It's nice.
Yeah.
I do.
Is
look
it an
good.
egg?
I do look
Is
good.
it the
No,
egg?
it's like an
No,
actual
I
black and
actually
white
did
picture.
change it at one point. Yeah.
Wow.
It's good stuff.
We were at
Yeah, it's I like it. It's good
Chinese
stuff.
restaurant.
Where's that from?
Sakana.
Oh, really?
You took that.
I did.
Yeah,
Look at me.
we're buddies.
That's awesome.
All right.
But yeah, you
I
can
just
also.
want to get on his account and just tweet stuff like nothing beats the smell of a men's restroom.
Oh my
Just
God.
posed like that.
I love this. This is great. Yeah, you can also follow. You can read all my articles on IGN.com.
Yeah.
You can also listen to us on Android phones now.
Hey.
So yeah, if you're listening to an Android phone, send us an email.
Welcome.
Say thank you because we did it for you,
Yeah.
Jim Bob, right there. We're looking at you,
Bob.
Jim
Do you
Bob.
really think they're going to say thank you after this episode, though?
Nah, I don't know.
This
If
is
they
gold.
Make it
This
through,
is pure gold.
It's
Comedy
tough.
gold. Oh my God. But yeah, we're looking forward to coming back next week with a full breakdown of Red Dead Redemption 2.
No
Any other
spoilers.
great news? Yeah,
Yeah.
no spoilers. Just initial thoughts, all
It's
that
like
kind
we're
of stuff.
cowboys.
We're cowboys, baby.
All right.
It's good stuff. And we look forward to seeing you for episode 50, guys.
Oh, yeah.
We
And,
did it.
and in
That's
that
pretty
episode,
cool.
episode 50, talking about Red Dead, and we will all be wearing assless chaps.
Exactly.
Well,
Video is coming.
Just imagine that.
Yes. Loud and clear.
I already am.
All right, guys. Well, we love you, and we will see you next week.
Bye.